Welcome back, guys. Hope you've been having a wonderful week. So we've got another VA topic going on here. You see, over on Blue Sky, a voice actress made a post responding to someone in which the VA was essentially defending SAG-AFTRA. The VA click over on Blue Sky, then praising that person. However, that person, that VA, getting lots of backlash from elsewhere in the community. For example, over on the Genshin Impact subreddit. We've also got another voice actor who actually did call out the union. So yeah, we got some exciting stuff to take a look at in this video. But first, a brief message from today's sponsor, Dopamine Hit. Dopamine Hit is a new idle RPG with quick progression, a fast-paced environment, and endless dopamine rushes. Featuring cute pixel art, you'll be able to quickly progress and get stronger. Play as either the warrior, archer, or mage while switching between them with skills that you can level up, as well as cast when you switch, with a variety of fun skins to collect and monsters to slay. Focus on the idle aspect or take control, create your own strategy, and share them with other players in a real-time server. And to celebrate the launch, the devs have given away a coupon to anyone watching this video. Between now and June 8th, hop in game, go to settings, then account, enter coupon, and type in hit launch to redeem $30 of in-game rewards. Obtain your dopamine hit by clicking the link in the description or pinned comment and have fun. That takes us over to Blue Sky with the voice actress Maya Aoki Tuttle. Over on IMDb, they say Maya Aoki Tuttle is a Japanese-American voice actor, musician, and editor known for Pixar's Dream Productions, Disney's Spidey and His Amazing Friends, DreamWorks' Megamind Rules, Netflix's Tokyo Override, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, and Destiny 2, having graduated from the University of California. And yeah, as you can see here, there is quite a list of credits. Scrolling a few seconds longer, there we go. Oh, but let's pause here actually. Genshin Impact Charlotte. So yeah, she's the VA for Charlotte, English VA for Charlotte, of course, in Genshin. Back over to Blue Sky, Maya Aoki Tuttle says this. Hi, Bridget. This has been a difficult time. My child and family rely on me. I desperately want to work, but I must support SAG's fight for protections. SAG provides my family's health insurance. When my young daughter was injured, we went to the emergency room without worrying about cost, thanks to SAG. There are real-world issues at stake. As for your ultimatum, the first I can't do until there's an interim agreement. And the second I have no control over. I'm sorry about your game experience. I understand why you're upset. I'm sad, scared, and trying to stay strong for my family and fellow actors. Unfortunately, we can't see what Maya had responded to because it seems like that person has deleted their post after getting this response. But what we do know is that SAG is, of course, not this wonderful thing like being portrayed here. Maya's more than welcome to argue that there's like benefits that she's getting. But speaking of benefits and healthcare, the fact of the matter is, based off publicly available information, about 85% of SAG's members don't actually qualify for healthcare benefits. As I have also previously discussed, during COVID, they increased the requirements for healthcare benefits, causing thousands of their members to lose coverage during the pandemic, disproportionately also impacting senior members who had also been paying into that healthcare plan for years, in some cases, many, many years, basically throwing all those seniors under the bus. As we also know, of course, the agreement will very likely cause negative repercussions to non-union VAs, which on that note is a prelude to the next voice actress we're going to take a look at, who does criticize the union. But first, a few responses here that you might find rather interesting. We can see a number of VAs here responding to Maya, praising the response, starting with VA John Patnoid. You might remember John Patnoid from being the previous VA for Kenichi, who got replaced by Jacob Takanashi. And of course, the harassment campaign against Jacob Takanashi ensuing from there, with a number of the VAs in this clique going after dude. Maya saying, or excuse me, first John saying, I appreciate you so much, Maya. And Maya saying, appreciate you, John. I'm sorry for everything you've gone through. Well, you know, I don't think John Patnoid is really the victim in that whole situation with Jacob and all that. Dude refuses to work for like 6 months. Hoyo also seemingly giving him like 6 months to return to the job. Still doesn't want to return to the job. Gets replaced. And the new VA for Kenichi gets harassed by the clique. Then we've got Kyle McCarley, VA for Mob in Mob Psycho 100, and someone who's been in my videos before because, according to my recollection, dude is frequently posting on Blue Sky, making various defense posts of the union and the clique. Here he is saying, stay strong, Maya. Thank you for fighting this existential fight. Then we got VA Aaron Roselle, who says, I have so much love and respect for you. Thanks for the boost of optimism that we will finish this strong. I don't think this person's a VA. I'm not sure. Don't think so. Then we got Katie Cofield, who is a VA. I think so, if I recall. Katie Cofield saying, so very grateful for your solidarity. However, Look at this one. Person says, I urge you to reconsider, as there's absolutely no way MiHoYo signs that agreement ever. But we all must do what we think is right. To Maya's credit, she actually followed up her SAG post with a better take, which reads, also to my VA peers / future friends, I have no judgment for anyone's work choices. I'd be a hypocrite if I did. We're all navigating hard personal decisions with big consequences. If I'm lucky enough to run into you at a studio, all I see is a talented human I'm excited to see. What's really funny about this, though, is none of the VAs who were praising her other response are here in the comments. There's actually no responses to this one, and it also only got 25 likes, while the other one got 152. The next VA that we're going to take a look at is Megan Shipman, who has worked on a number of roles, including Anya from Spy Family. As over on Twitter, she actually made a post criticizing SAG-AFTRA. As we know, this is a pretty brave thing to do in the VA space because you'll get the click upset at you. Here's what Megan had to say. What if I said that years ago, instead of getting a Taft-Hartley for a union project and helping me gain eligibility, the union told the team to not do that and replaced me for a union actor because there supposedly weren't enough union actors, quote unquote. Like, I got paid for my sessions, so it's whatever, and I'm grateful for the projects I have gotten a Taft-Hartley from, but it's stuff like this that makes me kind of balk when people say Taft-Hartleys are so easy to do. Yeah, so this is a very good point by Megan, and we have seen a lot of VAs trying to make it sound like it is really easy to get Taft-Hartleys, and anyone who wants one can get one. The union's just here to help, even non-union people, despite the fact that we've seen statements from their executives and members that completely contradict such claims. And it also reminds me of the video that voice actor Joe Zija made talking about the Genshin strike, in which it really seemed like most of that video was trying to run defense for the union. And so with the context of what Megan Shipman just said here on May 1st, let's briefly play a portion of Joe's video about Taft-Hartley. It's only going to be like a minute long.
You might have heard the term Taft-Hartley thrown around, and I advise you really just don't look too deep into this because it's confusing for our purposes, bringing it back to us. Consider a Taft-Hartley like a temporary 60-day union pass to allow someone who is non-union to work on a union job. After that, they're considered a must join, at which point, like the status implies, they must join the union or stop working union jobs. It's also possible to negotiate an individual waiver with the union and say, look, I'm only ever gonna work this one union job. Please don't make me join. I won't do anything else. And they can say yes. In the simplest sense, you can do on a Taft-Hartley a very limited amount of union work as a non-union member before you have to join. And that sort of makes perfect sense if you think about it. The union offers actual tangible benefits, even for a single contract. Reaping those benefits without being a union member and paying your dues is like extending your Netflix free trial indefinitely. At some point, you gotta pay for what you're using.
It's just such a bad example. I can't believe you went with that. Because the whole video itself is talking about the Genshin strike. And Genshin is not a union project. A lot of the VAs who are not a part of the union working on Genshin don't want to be a part of the union. So it's not like they're abusing a Netflix free trial. It's like a number of VAs trying to flip the project union and force terms on the VAs that they never wanted to begin with. And then trying to get those VAs to pay for it too. It's crazy. But yeah, back to Megan here. Good on her for making this set of tweets. As mentioned, this is the sort of thing that gets that click upset at you. She did not have to post this information, but she decided to. And good on her, man. Pretty cool. All right, that takes us back over to our Genshin Impact. The post talking about Maya's Blue Sky post that we read earlier. Once again, the VA for Charlotte. Some of the top comments saying things like, just recast the ones that don't want to return. I don't care if it's a different voice at this point. It's very annoying to play the game in English voices that are muted. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how long this stuff has been going on too. It takes so much away from the experience having mute characters more than people realize. Absolutely. The 5.6 quest was epic. Full voice acting would have made it even better. The Lantern Rite event this year was cool too. Just didn't hit the same without VA. It's been so long, I don't even remember what her voice sounded like. Bro. So getting someone new wouldn't even require an adjustment. The most upvoted comment saying, well, that sucks. Hope Charlotte's next VA will be good. Edit, I am not wishing or hoping that she gets fired. I try to stay logical. Hoyo will never sign the agreement. SAG will never back down. So it leaves two options. Charlotte stays muted forever. Charlotte gets a new VA. And the second option seems more plausible, hence my comment. Response they got saying, these VAs on Blue Sky are in their own echo chamber. But someone else says, What echo chamber? This VA is literally just saying their terms for returning for work. They have made zero claims as to what they think Hoyo or anyone else thinks. I don't know how you'd call that an echo chamber. Well, regardless of Maya's post aside, the fact of the matter is there is absolutely a VA click echo chamber over on Blue Sky, as we have seen numerous times here in various videos that I've covered. It is very much a thing. A lot of these VAs will say the exact same stuff and then retweet each other or repost each other, and then like instantly block anyone who dissents from the allowed opinion. It is absolutely an echo chamber. The next top comment saying, man, these people really think there is a chance that the agreement will ever be signed. Hoyo already has the pipeline for future English VAs, so there is zero upsides. Response reading, I don't think Hoyo will even bother with the agreement because of political interests conflicting. Hoyo is a Chinese company. SAG is an American union. There's no world where Hoyo will even bother with it, because China and the US have conflicting political interests. Since China has anti-AI laws to protect workers' rights, Hoyo is basically safe anyways. Someone else saying, yeah, especially since Hoyo is a part of the CCP, so it's even more unlikely that they will collaborate with an American union. Another top response reading, the agreement is not getting signed. They'll be replaced or left mute. Sucks to suck, but sucks to suck, but SAG dug this grave and are letting their actors rot in it. To be fair, it wasn't SAG that dug the grave since Hoyo wasn't one of the struck companies. The voice actors did this on their own, and SAG just tried to take advantage of that. The other person responds and says, I don't believe that SAG didn't start this, allowing them to wink wink, nudge nudge, ignore global rule 1, and then being able to force them to be the face of this. Most of them, even the vocal Paimon VA, were forced to join. This is a SAG thing. If these VAs leave SAG, it could blacklist their careers. It sucks, it really does. But all the problems originate from SAG, and leaving these people out to dry and face the music with minimal support is some devious work. Well, to be quite frank, like, it's really one and the same. SAG is built by the members. The members are SAG. SAG is its own members. So, of course, if we're talking about like all the fine details, there is different levels of involvement between some random SAG member and the SAG executives, or the most like active members, or the members bringing in the most money, reaping the most benefits from the union and all that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the union is built by its members. So that's something to also remember. The problem originates from a union having the power to ruin someone's career. Is a US thing that they justify as a bargain power and totally not extortion or mafia-like, but is okay because they fight for better salaries, so it's all forgiven. Wink. Well, I mean, US unions specifically have a long history with the mafia. It was one of the main methods for mafia to have political leverage, so I'm not really surprised the methods are still in play. Now, you're welcome to agree or disagree with me. Maybe I'm being too extreme with what I'm about to say next, and it's just not fair, but I don't view I'm scared to get blacklisted as a very good excuse. I don't, have a 0% factor on it. I do understand, I can sympathize with that sentiment, but ultimately, these are grown adults, these are professionals willingly being a part of a union that seems to be pretty dang corrupt and shady, and that's putting it nicely, when they don't have to do that, especially in the VA industry, where most of the jobs are not even union jobs to begin with. There are other paths to victory, so to speak. Shout out to Contessa, by the way, if you know, you know. Point being, though, lots of non-union jobs for people to take. They don't need to be a part of SAG-AFTRA in the VA space, and a lot of the money VAs make are also from things like convention appearances with signing autographs, stuff like that. So there are other options on the table than just being some SAG bootlicker. That's all I'm saying. Other options on the table. And I guess that's really it for this video, though. Hope you enjoyed my coverage. Let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking and or subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.